Bob Good joins us now. Congressman, thanks for hopping on the show this morning.
Great to be with you. Thank you.
So a stunning vote in American history that we all watched play out in real time yesterday. Why do you feel it was necessary to remove the Speaker of the House for the first time in our country's 247 years? I mean, what was the deciding factor for you?
Well, the most immediate deciding factor was the Speaker passing the continuing resolution this past Saturday, with Democrats voting for it 209-1 in the House and Democrats in the Senate voting for it 51-0, because it kept in place all the Biden, Pelosi, Schumer policies under which the American people are suffering and which are destroying the country, and the spending levels that are literally bankrupting us with over a $2 trillion deficit this year, $33 trillion in national debt. We don't need a Republican majority and a Republican speaker to accomplish that. That is a throwback to the failures of the past. That's what January was about, that we wouldn't repeat that. That came on the heels of the debt ceiling agreement where the speaker—
The 15 rounds of votes you're talking about?
Yeah. Yes, back in January. And after that, the speaker negotiates around June 1, this unlimited increase of the debt ceiling, as much as we can spend through January of 25. He did it again with a majority of Democrat votes. Those are failures for the American people. There's a reason why Congress has a 20% approval rating. 80% of the country says we're on the wrong track. The current trajectory is unsustainable. We needed to deal a blow to the uniparty system, the swamp cartel, to change things in Washington. Unfortunately, we couldn't nibble around the edges. We needed transformational change, and I'm thankful that there were courageous members who joined me, and Matt Gaetz had the courage to file the motion. We had the courage to vote for it. There were dozens and dozens of members who would privately tell you they didn't have any confidence in Speaker McCarthy.
Well,
and we will be better for it. We will choose a speaker that will better reflect this conservative Senate of the Republican conference that will be a fighter against the Democrat agenda.
When you talk about, how people would vote in private, I was kind of surprised to see folks like Marjorie Taylor Greene not join you, in that list of 8. She had been on our air before talking about threatening to oust him from his position as well. You call this a win for America. So was America having no speaker and Congress being frozen the lesser of two evils for you? You think this chaos and vacancy is better than Kevin McCarthy keeping the gavel?
Well, when people say, oh, Congress is shut down, now they can have no action on the House floor, what were you expecting was going to happen in the next week or two that were going to be truly wins for the American people? Were we suddenly going to do in the next week or two what we haven't done for 9 months and actually pass our spending bills now that the pressure was relieved by getting Democrats to pass a continuing resolution for us? And what were we going to do out of the House, that the Senate and the White House were going to support? Frankly, if we don't have a leader, if we don't have a fighter, if we don't have a partner in fighting against the radical Democrat policies and the radical Democrat spending, then the American people are going to continue to lose. It was going to take transformational change. This is an opportunity for that. We will come together and have a true contest now, a true competition to decide who might be the best speaker to lead us, who can get to 218 votes. We will all have a vested interest in his or her success because the country needs them to be successful, and we will need them to be successful as a conservative House majority. And so we're going to have that opportunity starting on Tuesday night when we have a candidate forum.
Yeah. Now, Congressman, I know the vast majority of your Republican colleagues disagree with you on the issue. And just look at the numbers. Here's how Louisiana Republican Garrett Graves describes Speaker McCarthy's tenure. Let's take a look, and then I'll get your take on the other side.
The Speaker didn't meet the targets of that January agreement. He exceeded them. The greatest savings in American history. The greatest savings in American history. We need to stand behind the greatest speaker in modern history that has delivered the best conservative wins for this country. I yield back.
I also know at that lectern he went after, people like Matt Gaetz for fundraising, off of this event. What's your response to your fellow Republicans who were critical of your decision yesterday?
Well, there's a lot of people who were vested in the current system, who had played the game, who reflected sort of the corrupt Washington system, that were threatened by this, that are threatened by its disruption. They have been part of that system, and they had defended and advocated for it. So obviously there's a natural instinct to try to continue to do so now to justify that. However, for example, on the Failed Responsibility Act, the debt ceiling agreement, he said it would save $2 trillion. That's a projected savings if another Congress comes in and doesn't increase spending again. There was no year one cuts in that. Even yesterday on the House floor, he talked about the 87,000 IRS agents being defunded. Well, that was $80 billion, and only $1 billion out of $80 billion was part of the failed responsibility, the debt ceiling increase. That's why they ran ads after the debt ceiling increase was passed, trying to convince the American people that it was a good deal, because it wasn't a good deal. It was a bad deal, and that's why they spent millions of dollars trying to persuade you otherwise.
And so. Yeah, Congressman, I hate to cut you off. I have to end it there, but I have 2 seconds left. One name, who do you want to see as the next Speaker of the House?
There's 3 or 4 that I think will be good candidates. I'm not going to speak specifically to them right now. I look forward to having the contest, vetting the candidates, considering who would be best, and trying to help influence that decision.
Okay. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.